Hey there, sports fans. So it's Phil again from the Guild Ball Tonight podcast, and one of the things that we've been asked to include more of on the show many times over the last year has been more hobby content, and that's always been kind of a it's always been kind of a difficult one for us to sort of process a good way to include on an audio podcast, right? Because it's kind of hard to give good painting or modeling tips in that format. But we've got this YouTube channel, and that's certainly a visual medium. So there's no excuse for us not to be doing said hobby content here. And so, consider this the first in what should be at least one video about hobby content. So, what I'm here to discuss tonight is actually the way that I have done obstacles for my personal terrain, because I think that there's a uh, an actual decent idea that I've implemented here that maybe other people will want to steal. So what I have done is to try to look for a solution to the problem of simply remembering to always get my cover modifiers in Guild Ball, because as you should know, Guild Ball has sort of an unconventional approach to granting cover for the tabletop world, because in most games you sort of need to be physically behind an object to get cover, whereas in Guild Ball you simply need to be within an inch of it in any direction. And while tactically this is very interesting, and it's a good thing for the game, you always find in retrospect that you were so often failing to remember this wrinkle and to get that cover bonus or give that cover bonus in your opponent's favor. So what I wanted was some sort of visual representation on the field to to always remind me of this radius around an obstacle, and to remind me to give and use cover bonuses correctly as a result. So after a bit of thought, what I came up with was this. It is a obstacle with a 1 inch clear uh, plastic ring attached to the base. This works fantastically. You always remember cover. You use cover more. You never forget it, and this works great. So so as far as process goes, I actually took actually took one of our 50 millimeter cardboard gold coins, because I've got a lot of them, and painted one side of it brown. Seemed an appropriate earthen color, and then attached some crates and a barrel, not to be confused with crate and barrel. That is a store where you buy plates. No, these are two crates and a barrel. And I got these off eBay. They were very cheap, 3D printed plastic scenery, and I think they turned out all right. I mean, what do you think? Good? Yeah, it's all right. So glued those to the 50 millimeter base. Now, why a 50 millimeter base and why a circle? Circle is easy. It's a pretty easy bit of geometry to figure out that 1 inch radius around a circle, given that you just extend the width of the circle. But a 50 millimeter base, I think, is a very good size for obstacles in Guild Ball, because it fits sort of precisely into the organized play documents sizing recommendations. Now you could do smaller than this, And all you would need is some, a different circle. I have, a few hundred of these kicking around. And if you want some, still get a hold of me, because if I run out, I'll just order more. I've done it before. So you could go smaller, but don't go bigger, because, organized play document recommends that an obstacle be about this size. So glue all that together now. As for the clear plastic circle, I got that. I actually bought a set of overhead transparency sheets, because they are pretty tough, pretty rigid. They're going to be pretty durable. I mean, it'll scratch, but it won't wrinkle. It won't curl. It's going to be nice and rigid. So, I went on to Amazon and I got a set of overhead transparency sheets, and used those as the basis for my. This is them, by the way. It's the actually, I think this might be scrapbooking related. So anyway, clear craft plastic, it says. So this is I think I paid $8 for this, I think, and you can make a lot of obstacles. So you can so just find something that's 4 inches around, or get a compass, whatever. Trace that out, cut it out, glue it to the bottom. Now, if you are using these clear plastic sheets, I will tell you that, like, PVA glue is not going to hold these things. It's not going to hold these things on. They are a bit tricky, but I found that just standard super glue is holding these two pieces together pretty well. But, and here's another thing, is if you are going to use super glue on this, you want to make sure that you don't spread that glue too far out, because you will fog the edges of the plastic. And what you may want to do is, if you are concerned about fogging, or you have any issues with that, go get this. This is BSI Super Gold Super Glue. This is they call it an odorless super glue. It's a different formula, different consistency. This is also what I use on my clear plastic bases that I put on my miniatures, because it's not completely resistant to fogging, but it does a pretty good job of not fogging if used in moderate quantities. I mean, if you have a lot of spillover and a lot of glue to cure on the plastic, it will fog around the fringe. But compare that to standard super glue, and you will find a big difference. So again, go ahead and mount your terrain on a regular base, and then put that base on a piece of clear plastic, and you will find that you use terrain far more consistently, far more effectively, and with fewer mistakes, sort of for and against yourself. So hope this is an idea that some of you find useful. And once again, like with so many things that I come up with, feel free to steal it and enjoy. So we will see you again in the next hobby tutorial video from the Guild Ball Tonight podcast. Good night, everybody.